Hi, everyone. My name is Matt, and I would like to welcome you to our second webinar around product development in 25 minutes. And this time, my guest is Piotr Majchrzak. He's the co-CEO of Boldare, and we'll talk about the topic of custom AI, fast solutions for time and cost optimization. So we're going to have a very practical talk where we talk about cost, ROI, all things revolving those questions. And this meeting is a weekly meeting of the Agile Product Builders community, and we're a community of digital product builders and enthusiasts powered by Boldare. So, Piotr, thank you so much for joining today. Maybe we can start with a very, very brief introduction of yourself. I'll give you 20 seconds to tell us who you are, maybe, or maybe half a minute even, and then we'll go to the topic of AI, and I have a question for you ready for that one.
Okay, hi Matt. Thanks for hosting me here. Yeah, it's always a problem to describe myself, me, but I think I would describe myself as a person who can translate how to solve customers' problem and how to help them with technology. So that's my primary, purpose.
Perfect. Sounds great, and sounds also great for this topic as well. So we're talking about all things AI today, and especially about cost optimization and optimization of time, advantages or not. So let's maybe go to the topic of AI, right? It's been a hot topic for quite some time now, maybe a little hotter a while ago than now, but I'm not completely sure. Maybe you see it differently. What are your thoughts on it? Is it something that companies have to jump on AI, or is it something that you maybe can leave for a while, wait and see how it develops, where it moves? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a hot topic, and maybe we have a little bit less news lately because I think the overall subject of AI is being told everywhere. So I would say, this noise of technology is a little bit higher than normal. So definitely it is something I believe if you're a technical company or if you're aspiring to have leverage with technology, you have to look at this at the AI. And obviously it might be a hype, but on the other hand, you never know which one the wave of technical revolution, and this is how I see it, which one is gonna move the industry, right? So I believe you at least you should have a look at it and try to understand what your business can take from it.
And then maybe as a follow-up, do you think all businesses can benefit from AI, or is it limited? Do I have to have a very specific type of company? Do I need to be very technology focused, or is it also more broad?
Yes, it's not easy to answer that general question, right? But if you only have, I think the every company is kind of digital today, right? So if you have any aspect of your customer journey that is technological, even email or customer service that is done through internet, you can benefit from AI. So yes, I think sooner or later all businesses will benefit from artificial intelligence.
And so if you say that all businesses benefit from it, then I think a big question of customers is, and a question that I have as well, is where do I start actually, right? So let's say I as a company think AI is an important topic. We want to do something with it. I think that's probably how it starts most of the time, right? Let's do something with AI, or maybe the CEO figured we need to do something with AI, or maybe a very interested person in the company. What's next? Where do you move? Do you try to do something yourself? Do you seek support? Do you start playing around? Like, do you need a big strategic plan? How does that actually work? And I can imagine that many people have this question and many customers have this question, because I as a person have it, right? But then as a company, it's even more complex.
Yes. I think this is the question that not only CEOs are asking to themselves, right? How should I start? And definitely there are different paths you can take. But my advice would be, first of all, to start play with it by yourself, right? So we know, for instance, ChatGPT, and there are several tools like this kind of co-pilots in sales, in software development, but also the general tool like ChatGPT is something you should start using, right? And I think the playing is a nice strategy, at least at the beginning, just to understand, this technology. At the beginning, it's something which is which you can be astonished, right? But if you get into a little bit deeper, then you see also the shortcomings of it, or how you can use it in order to achieve your goals. So this playing with particular tools is very important. But then I think the big question or big opportunity is in this area, how you can customize it to your either to your products or your processes, because again, every company is different. Every company needs to have or have different USP, and this uniqueness you can get from AI if you do something which is custom. And today, these opportunities are pretty big.
Okay, so basic lesson, playing around is very good because you discover the benefits and limitations, right? And I think everyone can play around with it basically. But then the next step is, how do you use it for your business, right? So how do you customize it basically?
Yeah, exactly. So, you can find some tools that are for marketing or for sales or for different verticals, and you can take it, off from the shelf. But what really fascinates at least me and us at Boulder is what you can do with that when you put when you connect it with your own data, when you put it as a part of solution or part of process. And that's really that things are really amazing.
Yeah. You mentioned Boulder in this case, or how you're fascinated by it. Is there an example that Boulder uses it as well at the moment, or not yet?
Yeah, what we experiment a lot. So this playing field, we try to get almost all company into it. So not only myself who is playing, but we have different teams and different aspects on it. So obviously, developers are benefiting from it. But what we do is, for instance, we have different bots that are talking to us or interacting with us, or we are interacting through Slack, for instance. And they are giving us answers, how to do things, who is responsible for what. They're summarizing the things. And also, we're planning to add some more features like, okay, and this bots are also asking good questions. For instance, okay, what is happening with this project? Or maybe did you try to do that or something in it? So I would say yes, it is helping us with maintaining the software development processes, but also it gives us some ideas how to improve different processes as well.
Yeah. And I know that Boulder is a very technology-driven company, right? So you basically know what you're doing. Although I also assume there is some playing around with AI, right, and some trial and error probably. But not all companies are that technologically driven or that technology focused, or they know what they are doing basically. So maybe good to know. So where do they get started? They play around, right, and then customization. But how does that work? How much does it cost actually? How do you do it. I can still imagine that people might want to play around and that people do it in the company and that they think we might want to customize. But what would be the next step for me as a business owner to get started? Do I first need to do something myself? Do I reach out to a company? Do you have any tips or ideas on that?
Yeah, so I think it's always good to go to somewhere to somebody who is more experienced, right? So it could be meetups or the companies, and really try to talk with them. What are the ideas for helping out with AI? And for us, what we give to our customers when they come to us with these questions, okay, yes, but how about how can I use it? Is that among some conversations or the workshop that we do, we also prepare for them the proof of concepts. So I would really recommend this way because you can talk for hours, you can show examples, but seeing something which operates on your own data or it is embedded into your app is quite different. And we see it very much how customers are seeing that, and how their eyes are getting bigger. So definitely trying to do something small with someone. And to answer to your second question, this the cost. I think this is the second part of this revolution we are in. The first one is this large language models are giving us spectacular results, and it's really a little bit like a magic. So but the second thing is that this magic is really accessible for the client. So not like back in the old days, few years ago. This AI is reachable through API, and it means that somebody can give you a solution within 2 weeks or a month. So really, this doesn't cost like a huge pile of money like before, and especially you can iterate on it. So I would say a month of work can already give you some result that you can benefit and you can learn from it to your business.
Yeah, it seems super fast to me, right? Within a month, having something that actually works, right? Somehow, let's keep open what working means, but still a working proof of concept within a month, basically, that you can use somehow. It's quite amazing.
Yeah, exactly, and again, that was quite amazing to me as well. And obviously, you cannot do everything, but at least you can have a really good idea how it can be applied to your business. And I think maybe one more thing is that we all learn AI, right? So it's really good to see it as a journey, right? Not like a one-time project or one-time idea. And having this iterative approach is the one thing, but on the other hand, being interested in the subject and how it grows, it's also really important because the dynamics of this space is also very high, and meaning that technology, there's every week something new, right? So you don't know what will gonna happen next month. So the sooner you get there, and the sooner you try to understand and try to realize how this new paradigm works, the better for you and for the company.
It gives me a bit of the same vibe as the internet has somehow early, right? Something that young people intuitively integrated into their lives quite quickly, something that changed many businesses in the end, right? Something that had a big potential. Maybe a good example, I today I sat in the subway actually, and there was a small child sitting next to his mom, maybe 4 or 5 years old. And in the trains where you hear which station it is, right? It's a recording repeating. And he asked his mom if it was an AI or a human recording the voice. And first, I was very surprised that the kid was talking about it, but it was also quite logical to me in the end, because of course it could have been a Siri-like voice that just said something, which is also a recording somehow. But still, I was interested, and it gave me a bit of a glimpse into the future of kids growing up with it now, knowing what it is in a more intuitive way, and maybe being able to integrate it more in their lives as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's another subject, right? How can we that everything can be artificial right now, right, or in the future. But yes, I would compare it to iPhone. I think somehow the spiral of iPhone revolution speaks to me better. And I think I would really compare it to that. Just to illustrate why is, for many years Google was or some the Google was like a primary site you were going into to getting information, right? But today I see also that many people are starting to use ChatGPT first, right, to get the answers. So Google is threatened by it, and maybe it's not enough to give links to the sites that gives you the information. And people are also using AI just to give right context, so maybe better understanding what they're looking for. And obviously, it's still a technology, so we always should use different sources and use our own intelligence. However, very often it is like the primary site. Google is not the primary site for us anymore, right?
Yeah, very interesting. Piotr, I want to go back to the finance part, basically, just because I'm curious. So we have a proof of concept. We've built something within 1 month, maybe 2 months, something like that. That's working, right? So how do we measure success or ROI of it? Like, are there examples of? I can imagine some companies might just say, we just want it because it's a prestige thing, or we don't want to go behind or want to have a competitive advantage. Maybe you have some examples from practice how companies look at it or customers look at it.
Yes, I think the good thing is that you can really you can take a small projects into nowadays AIs, right? So, for instance, what we've been doing for our customers is we are helping with a content generation. So, if you take, for instance, e-commerce, and that you have to describe some products or products in a context, which means, for instance, you can give different description for your target group, which is I would say teenagers, and different for older people, right? Different language. Then the ROI can be measured really simple, because you take your copywriter's hour and the cost of that, and you can compare it, with the time of AI, how it can generate, right? So I think the benefit is there that in different aspects you can have a clear ROI on this kind of moves. And these are small things. And also, and again, I'm like a man who really recommends people to start from small things and then grow bigger, rather than, take a big bet. But obviously you can go different way. And for instance, try to see how can you optimize your customer experience, which is again, how many hours you can save by using AI, right? And it might be it's even the voice, right? Like you mentioned in the subway, this voice customer support can be done as well today, relatively cheaply. And again, it is maybe not even about the replacing people who are doing that, but they can focus on something which is more, which needs more intelligence, right? Because we have to remember that this AI thing, and mostly we can see it as assistants. This is quite damp. So it's not a genius, right? It's intelligence, but comparing to people, it is a dump. It is not very intelligent, let's say, thing.
So the ROI is in, let's say, AI is not too expensive as a project, right? You keep it a small project that's done quite quickly. You can measure how many hours you save or what you would have paid someone else who was doing the job, basically. And then the second thing is actually it frees up time as well for the people who don't need to do it again, right? So they become more productive in something that needs their real skills, basically, right? And then maybe as a question, does it make people happier as well working with it? Have you seen some examples of that? I can imagine that someone who has to do something manually a lot of the time might become happier if he or she can focus the time on something else. But I'm not sure if you've had some examples of seeing that, or like developers doing things that they only need to do or something else not anymore.
Yeah, it's a good question, Matt. It's I think it depends on the person, right? We are either a bit scared of it, right? That okay, I was doing that like for years, like this way, and there are people who are saying, okay, I can with this technology, I can do some different things, you know. So yes, I see some happy faces, I would say, right, and sometimes even shocked. And I also see people who are a bit of afraid, right, especially of I would say misuse, because this is still a technology, so we have to control it. Um, we have to operate with it. It won't do it won't work alone, right? So again, you have to be good operator of this different technology, I would say. So mm, so like every new aspect of life, if you do it, if you use it not the right way, it will give you bad outcomes, right? And this is what I think the skeptics are most, I would say, sound in this aspect, that that this technology wasn't used properly.
Yeah, good one. And it brings me to my last question, Piotr, because we're already almost out of time. We all know the examples, and I know it's very different, right? Of computers gone rogue, threatening the world, taking over. Right? I love the Terminator as a movie. I've watched it as a kid plenty of times. It's a very different thing. But should we be careful, or is it scary, or is it dangerous in some ways? Or can I, as a business, right? Because we're talking from a business perspective, can I safely, as a business, start using AI?
Yes, it's a big question, right? I think we are still need some time to have this AGI, or the artificial general intelligence. So we're not yet there, and I think I'm not a good person to judge when it can happen. Of course, I'm a little bit scared how it goes, but on the other hand, if I look at this technology, I see, after the first use, that you see how marvelous it is. It has a lot of shortcomings. So I think we really need some time if we get there, that we should really be scared about it. So I'm on the optimistic side of technologies and also AI, and I think the Terminator is not going to happen anytime soon.
I'm on the optimistic side as well. I don't think the Terminator will happen, and I think we have many, many other benefits in the meantime before it's that far. Okay.
Exactly.
Piotr, thank you so much for joining today. We're out of time. It was a pleasure talking to you about all things AI, the ROI, the finances behind it, how long it takes, how it works. I've learned a lot from my side, at least, and I think the people who are listening learned a lot as well. So thank you so much again for sharing your insights and information with me. For the audience as well, thank you so much for being here today and listening to us. I invite you to our next event, next Monday, 3 p.m. CET with David Jowski, and it's going to be a talk about design system and the process of product development. You will find the link in the resources where you can register now, and I hope to see you next Monday. Thank you, Piotr. Thank you, everyone watching, and see you next week.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.